Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about Gwyneth Paltrow confronting her accuser in court, Khloe Kardashian responding to criticism about her new face, and the fact that Trump has now been indicted. First up, did you expect Gwyneth Paltrow to win the trial? Because she did. And before she triumphantly walked out of the courtroom, she stopped and whispered something into Terry Sanderson's ear. That moment left everyone wondering, what did Gwyneth Paltrow say to the man who sued her, who trapped her in a 7-year legal battle and a 2-week trial? Well, because the conversation was not picked up by courtroom microphones, it's difficult to know exactly what she said, but Sanderson later admitted that Gwyneth whispered, "I wish you well." So that was definitely her mic drop moment. That clip has now gone viral on Twitter, and everyone has an opinion about what she really meant when she said that. Some people thought that she was being genuine, and others thought that she was subtly threatening him. Before we found out what was really said, fans looked at the clip and made their own interpretations. Someone suggested that she actually said, "You can keep the dollar." Another person joked that she told him she would name her next candle Total Vindication. And after they spent 7 years going through this, some people suggested that Gwyneth and Sanderson would be entering a period of conscious uncoupling, which is a direct reference to her divorce from Chris Martin. But at the end of the day, everyone can agree that it was a super entertaining trial, like something straight out of an SNL skit. The court heard from dozens of witnesses, even though there was only one person who actually saw what happened. The jury deliberated for 2 hours and 20 minutes, and in the end they found Sanderson 100% at fault. They awarded Gwyneth her $1 in damages, just like she requested. When it was all said and done, she released a statement saying, "I felt that acquiescing to a false claim compromised my integrity. I'm pleased with the outcome and I appreciate all of the hard work of Judge Holberg and the jury, and thank them for their thoughtfulness in handling this case." Outside the court, her lead attorney said Gwyneth has a history of advocating for what she believes in. The situation was no different and she will continue to stand up for what is right. For his part, Sanderson said he was very disappointed at how he had been characterized during the trial. Quote, "It wasn't just about the facts of the accident, was it? I listened to how I was characterized. It was a narrative about the life I've lived. They said things that were absolutely not true." The 76-year-old retired optometrist is obviously very unhappy about the outcome. He initially brought a claim for $3 million against her, but that was knocked down to $300,000 before the trial began. In response, Gwyneth countersued him for only $1 single dollar, which made it seem like she wanted to prioritize the truth above the money. LA entertainment attorney Trey Lovell also gave his opinion on the verdict. He believes that the actress didn't just win the legal battle, but also improved her image. Quote, "Overall, she walks away from this trial with her image more intact. It's actually been enhanced because of how she handled herself with poise. And if you take a quick look on social media, it really does seem like she has more fans now than she started with." The thing is, Sanderson's lawyer was so bad that it made Gwyneth look so much better in comparison. Kristen Van Orman seemed like more of a fan than anything else. So when the actress took the stand, the cross-examination was a complete disaster. She asked her a series of ridiculous questions and seemed intent on finding out whether or not she was friends with Taylor Swift. At one point, Kristen seemed like she was even flirting with her. She complimented Gwyneth's ski outfit and a lot of other things about her physical appearance. So even though she had to sit through a series of bizarre and irrelevant questions, Gwyneth managed to stay very calm, collected, and friendly the entire time. In the end, her time on the stand generally made her a lot more likable. People were really surprised at her patience. Sanderson, on the other hand, was a disaster. His entire personal life was picked apart, and it completely ruined his image and credibility. Too much of his dirty laundry was aired out for the world to hear. Everything from his failed romantic relationships to his entire medical history. It was just too much to recover from. But of course, no one's perfect, and by the end of it, a lot of people just felt bad for him. Someone tweeted, "Everyone keeps acting like this lawsuit was a cash grab for him. He was left with 4 broken ribs, a concussion, and lasting brain damage. She ran over him and immediately left him lying in the snow without calling for help. I'd sue too." Another person wrote, "No, this is actually crazy because he should have won that case, but money gets you out of almost anything. Not like she doesn't have millions that she could have given to him that would have even put a damper on her bills." Although not everyone is happy with the verdict, most people can agree on one thing, that this trial was a complete joke from start to finish. Gwyneth Paltrow's outfits got more attention than anything else. At one point, her attorney offered to bring in treats for everyone in the courtroom, which the judge obviously rejected. Not to mention that everything about the trial screamed rich people problems. Yes, they both suffered as a result of the accident. Sanderson can no longer enjoy wine tastings, and Gwyneth lost half a day of skiing. It was an absolute tragedy. Let me know if you agree in the comments below. Okay, now Khloe Kardashian has responded to fans who accused her of having a whole new face. She recently posted a video to Instagram of her morning workout. She included clips of her gym moves as well as close-up shots of her face. Although most of the comments were positive, some fans felt the need to give their negative opinions on her looks. People wrote things like, "What did you do to your face?" and "I really didn't know who this woman was. She changed her whole face and body." But when someone commented, "Do you miss your old face?" Khloe actually responded. She simply said no. So rather than defending her appearance, she made it clear that she actually likes the way she looks now. When another person wrote, "Try without a filter," she replied saying, "What does a filter have to do with the workout, queen?" Sadly, Khloe has had to address her changing appearance many times over the past couple of years, mostly because people think she's had excessive plastic surgery. But Khloe has only ever admitted to getting one cosmetic procedure, her nose job. She talked about it on the Keeping Up with the Kardashians reunion special. She said, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she's had her third face transplant, but I've had one nose job, and everyone gets so upset, like why didn't I talk about it? Well, no one's ever asked me." She also revealed that she's had injections done, but not Botox, because when she tried it, her face responded horribly. But that wasn't enough to stop fans speculating about her new face. Yes, it looks different, but a lot of that could also be down to makeup techniques, filters, and camera angles. Back in 2016, she had to once again address the rumors. Khloe compared plastic surgery to hair dye and said, "When you dye your hair, you're changing who you are, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think people should get plastic surgery or fillers or lasers or whatever if they want it. That should be your own personal decision." Apart from her face, there's also been endless speculation that she's had a tummy tuck. This theory comes from a photo shoot that Khloe did with her sister Kim. The outfit showed off both of their abs, and that's where fans noticed signs of a tummy tuck. Apparently, it was her belly button that showed signs of the surgery. This idea got cemented in people's minds when an unedited photo of her in a leopard print bikini went viral. Of course, Khloe freaked out because the picture was actually posted by mistake. It was said that her crisis management team desperately tried to remove it from the internet and even sent out legal threats to people who were circulating it. The Kardashians' chief marketing officer then released a statement claiming that the photo was taken of Khloe during a private family gathering, and it was actually an assistant who posted it to social media by mistake. It was a very controversial moment for her, and fans were divided over how they felt about it. Some of them accused her of setting a bad example for women by trying to get the picture removed. Others complimented her beauty and said that they loved the photo even if she didn't mean to post it. Unfortunately, trying to hide the picture from public view only ended up encouraging more people to seek it out. The irony is that it was actually a very nice shot of her smiling beside a pool. A lot of people think that Khloe looked great, but of course some people used it as another opportunity to bash her appearance. The whole thing was very upsetting because if you think about it, she's probably spent her entire life having to hear unsolicited opinions about her body, and out of all of her sisters, she's probably had it the worst. Khloe once opened up about her insecurities with a lengthy Instagram post in 2021. She wrote, "As someone who's struggled with body image her whole life, when someone takes a photo of you that isn't flattering, in bad lighting, or doesn't capture your body the way it is after working so hard to get it to this point, and then shares it with the world, you should have every right to ask for it not to be shared, regardless of who you are." She went on to explain that she has felt pressure over the years to live up to perceptions of her, and revealed some of the cruel comments that she has received from critics. One of these criticisms was a long-running conspiracy theory that Robert Kardashian must not be her real father, because after all, she looks so different from her sisters. So these insecurities that she had were not just internal. Khloe was actually treated differently to Kim and Kourtney. When she used to do photo shoots with her sisters, she said they would receive racks and racks of clothing, whereas she would only be given 2 to 3 items to wear. Not only that, but the stylist would always put her in the background. That might not seem like a big deal, but in reality, being constantly compared to her sisters would have had a massive effect on her self-esteem. And the internet is not a very nice place either, so it's no wonder that she feels like she has to use things like Photoshop and filters. Obviously, she's not setting the best example for young fans, but we also know that she has a pretty solid reason for doing it. And now we have some even bigger news. Donald Trump has just been indicted in New York City. This will make him the first former president to face criminal charges. A Manhattan grand jury indicted him on Thursday for his role in paying hush money to an adult film star, Stormy Daniels. The charges are not yet publicly known, but we do know that Trump will likely be arraigned in court early next week. Earlier in March, the former president announced on social media that he anticipated that he would be arrested in connection with the case. In the last couple of weeks, prosecutors have asked him to appear before the grand jury, and their decision is sure to send shockwaves across the country, and it will shake up the 2024 presidential race. Even if he does get charged, Trump said he wouldn't even think about dropping out. This investigation is years in the making. It started when Trump was still in the White House. The Manhattan DA found out that he paid Stormy Daniels hush money to try and avoid a scandal ahead of the 2016 election. Daniels said that she had a sexual encounter with him in 2006, the year after he married his third wife Melania and more than a decade before he became president. For his part, Trump has denied the relationship and said that the payment was made to stop her false and extortionist accusations. Fast forward to October of 2016, just days before the presidential election, and Daniels signed a non-disclosure agreement where she pledged not to publicly discuss their relationship in exchange for $130,000, which was arranged by his lawyer Michael Cohen. The hush money seemed to work for a while until the Wall Street Journal broke the story in 2018, and things really started to unravel. At first, Trump's lawyer insisted that he paid Daniels using his own money, and he did this of his own volition. He claimed that he was never reimbursed for the payment, but he later contradicted both of these statements under oath and revealed that he was in fact instructed to make the payment and later reimbursed. While hush money payments aren't exactly illegal, Trump was apparently dipping into his campaign funds to pay off Stormy Daniels. He might also be charged with falsifying business records in the first degree, which in this case would be a violation of campaign finance laws. That is a Class E felony and carries a minimum sentence of 1 year in prison and a maximum of 4 years. To prove the case, prosecutors would need to show evidence that Trump intended to commit a crime or conceal another crime. In response to the indictment, the former president released a statement claiming the whole thing is a political persecution and election interference at the highest level in history. So where do you stand on this latest news? Do you think this is going to be Trump's downfall? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.